What's up, people? Me again, Jeremy, hanging out the Utopians bus today, just piddling with some more stuff. So, I found a great deal on some Romex, and I got some 8.3 heavy gauge wire for our appliances. This is just 14 gauge Romex. Not the best for wiring switches or anything like that, but it's good for lights and accessories, charging ports, things like that. So got a pretty sweet deal on that, and in the process of going to pick that up about 45 minutes away from where we live, found it on Facebook Marketplace. I got this big old tub. It's about 42 inches wide by 60 inches long, and it's deep as can be. It's dirty as can be, but it's fiberglass, so it can be refinished. I'm just setting it there for now. I seriously doubt we'll use it. Wifey and I both want to put a stand-up shower and with a bench inside of it, and that'll take up way less space. But it's nice to see, you know, something in here, and it actually does fit. It would just be really tight to move around all that once we do our layout. So chances are I'm gonna pull it out of the bus and give it to the people who are lending us this land to work on, because Patty likes to garden and she makes raised beds and stuff out of upcycled things. On the other half of that, I got a brad nailer recently because my old one broke, and I managed to get my little cheap pancake compressor down there to actually pump out 120 psi, which is good for finishing. So what I've been doing is, this bus is a mess right now, but being messy is just fine. So what I'm doing is cutting these down. It's plywood, cutting this down into strips. These are 1.75 inch strips, 8 foot long, and this one actually swells at the end because I left it outside in the rain, and that whole edge of it got destroyed. But I can cut away, you know, the stock from the middle of it. Got these really large clamps on there, and here, let me turn this around. I've got these really large clamps on here, and I learned this back in, I don't know, junior high and woodshop class, how to do end grain laminate. And in doing so, I'm going to create our countertop out of that, and I really love the way all these lines stay vertical. Of course, there's all these voids and stuff that need to get wood filled, and it's a whole lot of sanding, but I just picked up a belt sander today, and this is, you know, was a mock-up of a countertop, you know, but it's not real wide. We're probably going to have about a 30-inch countertop, so we don't intrude on our aisle, but we still have plenty of space. 8 foot long. Gonna jam a little standard size double sink into that. Yesterday, or the day before, if you don't follow me on Instagram, this is an old bowl, and I basically took a hole saw and ran a water hose over it, and this old ceramic hand-me-down heirloom is now going to be our bathroom sink. So this is basically nearly finished. I sanded it down nice and smooth with some 80 grit on a belt sander. I put wood filler in the little gaps. If I turn it around, I can show you there's still a few little relief areas in there that I'll need to fill and sand again, but basically that's the bad side. And there's all these little gaps in there, but a little wood filler and some elbow grease, and this is going to be our vanity to fit this sink into. So it may go above it and drill through the middle and just have it like a pedestal relief area, or I might just drill a hole all the way around and drop it down in there nice and flush with the lip here. Maybe you guys can comment and tell me what you think, like this as a sink or flush mounted with the surface of it. Anyway, I'm a guy who loves design and studied design, and vertical lines like that are give you a sense of strength, whereas horizontal lines like that give you a calming feeling. So with a long countertop, walking into the bus, you will see those vertical lines that sort of match up with our flooring and our ceiling once that's in. And then when you're standing up in front of it doing the dishes and doing things that aren't so appealing, it'll be horizontal, so it'll give us that feeling of relaxation. So that's going to be what I do. Essentially, it will be the main feature of this bus will be this end grain plywood. This one is it's 1 3/4 in thickness, so really great butcher block. Also great to cut on. You can stain it any color you want. You can paint it if you need to. Of course, that takes away the appeal of it, in my opinion. And you can put a coat of polyurethane to seal it in and make it waterproof completely. So those are just a few of the things I'm working on. I've got a huge mess in the bus. All kinds of stuff going on in here. But that's all part of the fun. I'm not worried about the mess. I'm more worried about trying to get these pieces together and figure out our layout. Eventually we'll be putting some painter's tape down on the floor and finalizing the layout. We still need to order our water tanks and find some appliances. Probably going to go with some full-size appliances and just make it work somehow. I think our solar system that we're going to install is going to be adequate enough to power all that. So yeah, I'm getting excited. Still a long way to go before this bus is finished and before we hit the road, but taking my time, taking it slow and easy day by day, and eventually this will all be a memory, and we'll be looking at beautiful surfaces that I created by hand on the cheap. I'm sure a butcher block like that in a store would probably cost you around, say, 30 or 40 bucks finished, when that's about the price of an entire sheet of 3/4 plywood. The 1/2-inch plywood is also another idea, because the 3/4, it's only got 5 plies to it, whereas the 1/2-inch plywood typically has about 7, so you get a lot more lines thinner. So depending on the type of plywood that you get, the look changes. But this is good for us for now, because it was sitting and it was basically an extra piece from our subfloor, and I made good use out of it. I got this vanity, nice solid butcher block for a bathroom, or I might repurpose it as an actual cutting board. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, I intend on doing some accents in the same style. Of course, it won't be, almost 2 inches thick. It'll be much thinner, probably, a 1/2 inch. It's a lot of work to glue all that together and brad nail it all together, and all the sanding it requires, and filling gaps with wood filler and stuff like that. But I think it's worth it in the long run, because it's very unique and original, and it's going to make our bus beautiful on the inside. So that's my update for today. Thanks for watching. Please interact, comment, tell us how you feel about, what we've been showing you. I really like some feedback. Thanks for watching the video. I'm going to make this one a short one, so until the next update, catch you guys around. Peace.